Oh, it is good to be back in your life, everyone. Welcome to episode 252 of the Dream Wager, Saturday, March 11th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. How you doing, kid?
I'm doing great, Dylan. Loaded show for you guys today. A little rainy and cold in the East Coast, but hey, Dill, it's March. The warm weather is coming, Dill. We'll tough it out.
Yeah, I woke up this morning. I saw little flurries out here on the East Coast.
Little snow now, little rain. Nothing we can't handle now, but
No.
we're kind of over it.
Yeah, I'm way over the cold, ready for the warm weather. But yeah, like Elvis said, loaded show for you guys today. We got NBA, we got college basketball. Last day of college basketball. Selection Sunday is tomorrow, so brackets will be filled out. We got the XFL and the WBC has started. But Elvis, let's start. Last 7 days, how have you been? How was your week in the NBA?
Dill, I'm coming off possibly my best podcast of the season. Went 6-1, no, 8-2 total on the last show. 18-8 on my last 7 days. Up, let's just say 8 units, 7.9 units. I'm up 8 units in the last 7 days. 18-8 total. 8-2 on the last show, Dill.
Love it. Love it. You're carrying the squad because last 7 days for me, 25-23. I've had 3 losing days in college, so trying to find the momentum. But yesterday, 1-4. Last 7 days, I'm down 1 unit. So tough blow right there. But looking to bounce back, look to have a big weekend. But we got some major news in the NFL. Let's talk about that. The Bears, they trade the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers, and I think they got the haul for it. I think the Bears won the trade, to be honest. You know, they get the number 9 pick. They get the 61st pick of this year. They get a first-round pick in 2024, a second-round pick in 2025. And just to throw a cherry on top, they get DJ Moore, the number 1 receiver for them now. So they turn that into two first rounders, 2 second rounders, and DJ Moore. What are your thoughts on the trade?
Dill, I was blown away. Let's just say that. My first initial thought when I saw the trade was, is this real? And then second of all, whoever the GM for the Bears deserves a raise and an extension. Because that was one for the ages, people. When you understand, 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, that's kind of the norm. But when you add in let's give him a top 15 wide receiver and DJ Moore, a true number 1, people. True number 1. That's the thing. It's hard to find a true number 1. DJ Moore is that. I understand he might not be a top 5 receiver. He might not even be in your top 10. But that guy has my respect. I know what he's capable of, and I'm pretty sure next season we're gonna see Justin Fields takes the next step.
100%.
Just alone on DJ Moore, and you still have the 9th overall pick to address the O-line issue. Me personally, I would see if I could work out something with the Colts because maybe I could still land Will Anderson, one of the best defensive players to me in this draft, possibly a Hall of Famer down the road. Still, I love Will Anderson. That's why I would have tried to see what's up with the Colts, but to move down to 9th deal and get DJ Moore, I think this is a great trade for the Bears. No doubt about it. They hit it out the park.
Yeah, I think they hit it out of the park. And now, they have a number 1 receiver in DJ Moore, another full off season to get some connection with Chase Claypool as well. I think they hit it on the head. They're still in a rebuild mode, though.
And they got the speedster, Mooney. He's pretty good as well.
Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, he's pretty good as well. So he has a pretty stacked receiving core. I want to say one of the elites in the NFL, but with Moore, Claypool, and Mooney, that's a pretty good supporting cast still.
Yeah, and now the Bears have the 9th, the 55th, the 61, the 66, 103, 133, 136, 149, 218, 258. They have so many picks this draft, not to mention another probably top 10 draft pick in 2024 from Carolina.
It's going to definitely be a top 12, 13 pick for sure. Because I don't see Carolina get into the playoffs next season.
That's how you rebuild. You get so much draft picks. You have your quarterback still on his rookie deal. I think the Bears hit it out of the park, to be honest. And even if they stay at 9, I think they could go and get an offensive tackle like Paris Johnson Jr.
we already, sorry to cut you off though.
No,
We
you're
already
good.
know this draft class is quarterback loaded, so there's a small chance we see 4 or 5 quarterbacks get taken in the top 10 picks, and then we already know, Will Anderson and Carter possibly gonna go there. So you could
Top
possibly
five,
see
I think.
tough. So you possibly gonna see 6, 7 players off the board that we already know of, including quarterbacks Anderson and then Carter. So they have a
Yeah.
shot to land. Maybe not the best offensive lineman in the draft, but definitely a top 2, top 3 offensive lineman sitting at number 9.
Yeah, 100%. I think on the Carolina side, it's been years in the work trying to get their franchise quarterbacks. They go all the way back to 2 years ago. They tried really hard to get Matthew Stafford. He wound up signing with the LA Rams. Last offseason, they tried everything to land Deshaun Watson. He went to Cleveland. And they were like, screw it. We have to go all in. We'll give up a lot. They put themselves in a position, and now they're probably going to draft my boy CJ Stroud. I don't know if I like it, to be honest, because they don't have a running back. They don't really have receivers. They have an okay defense. They have an all right offensive line. They have a good running game. But other than that, I don't know. I think it's going to still take a lot of, not a lot, but it's still going to take about 3-4 years for Carolina to be contenders. So from a Carolina perspective, yeah, you might get your quarterback, but are you really setting him up for success and putting him in the right direction to succeed in the NFL? What are your thoughts on that?
Still, for the first year, maybe 2, no. But still, I just think if you get the right quarterback, everything else is gonna follow through. It starts with the quarterback. The quarterback is gonna lead your team into winning games still. So if you got the quarterback, it starts there, and then all the pieces follow. Remember, they got a pretty good defense. I'll say borderline top 10, Dill. They have a pretty good defense. J.C. Hearn, Bournes at the linebacker. They have some talent on the defensive side. And then offensively, yeah, they just lost the number 1. We know Robbie Anderson. He got traded away during the season. They see if they can add some pieces. Maybe they sign a free agent here, draft a wide receiver in the second round. Hey, we see in the recent NFL draft still, it's been star-studded in the second round. With Metcalf, Debo Samuels, all these great wide receivers getting selected in the second round. Hey, maybe they can hit it out the park in the second round, like some of these teams have been doing in recent history. So, still, I know Carolina doesn't plan on becoming contenders overnight. It's
Yeah.
going to take a couple years, but I think they're ready to, go through a rough patch for a year or 2. And I think 2, 3 years from now, they're going to be a serious playoff contending team and contending for the division.
Yeah, because the division, I think, maybe should go to, probably, if all things play out accordingly with their
Saints.
roster, should go to the Saints. Bucks, they're rebuilding. They have a quarterback in Kyle Trask. Now you have a number 1 quarterback or rookie in whoever they wind up taking. I think it should be CJ Stroud. But the division is up for grabs in a few years. So they're in the process of trying to contend. So I understand the move and what they're trying to do, but I think they still need a few more pieces.
No, absolutely, dude, absolutely. And then, you got to look at what would been happening recently. You saw Cincinnati Joe Burrow after 2 seasons. He got injured. Hey, they went to Super Bowl 3 years in with Joe Burrow. Look at Jalen Hurts, 3 years in, went to the Super Bowl. Look at Daniel Jones, 4 seasons in, went to the second round of the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence, 2 seasons in, goes win the division deal. So I think they can sit down 1 year and just have a bad season, and then year 2 or 3, hey, watch out.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting to this spot right now where everyone's releasing players, trying to free up some cap room for example, you got the Broncos, they released Chase Edmonds, so that's clearing up $6 million. The Steelers released William Jackson III, creating $12 million, the cornerback. So even just this morning before we went live, the Chargers, they restructured Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack Steele. They freed up $26 million. The Raiders revoked Max Crosby's deal, creating $8 million in caps. The Jets created $16 million trying to get Aaron Rodgers. So you're starting to see a lot of teams create a lot of room and just bad contracts that they made previously. So what are your thoughts on that?
Dude, teams are clearly trying to make moves. They're trying to load up. Free agency is right around the corner. I know definitely some teams out there that want to sign Odell Beckham. There's definitely some teams out there that, I wouldn't say too many teams, but there's at least a couple teams in the race for Aaron Rodgers, and then there's gonna be teams that's gonna be picking up pieces after the Aaron Rodgers trade, like a Jimmy G, like another backup quarterback. So I'd like to see what goes down after that deal, but I think a lot of teams are waiting for the big domino to fall, and I think the big domino is Aaron Rodgers.
100%. And I think the whole thing with the Ravens and how no one's really talking about. First of all, how's there no collusion? All these teams can't talk to him, but all these teams are out on him. How
Publicly.
can one? Publicly, and how can you one year be out all in on him, and then this year you're all out?
But then we also seen, GMs and teams say one thing and absolutely do another. Remember when we saw Odell Beckham get that huge contract from the Giants, and then they come out and say, we're not going to trade Odell. 3 weeks later, Odell's traded.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's just like a strategic thing. Maybe it's just strategy planning against these other teams. Oh yeah, we're not in the market for him, but in the cut, they over here. Would you take 2 first-round picks? You take 180 guaranteed instead of 200 mil. You never know, Dill. So maybe they trying to have the conversation, and they're just not trying to have the spotlight on them because reports get out, leak information gets out. So maybe they're trying to avoid that. I also see Miami pick up Tua's fifth year option at $30-something million. So I can honestly say I ruled out Miami. I would have thought Miami would have been a perfect fit with 2 speedsters. Lamar got an arm.
He's from Florida.
Lamar got an arm. He might not have the most accurate arm, but he could launch the ball 60 yards down the field. And Tyreek and Jalen Waddle just need to go get it. So I think that would have been an amazing fit. But clearly they just signed Tua. What's the point of giving Tua 30-something mil and then giving Deshaun anywhere from 150 to 250 mil? So.
I mean, it's like another indication Miami's confidence in Tua. It will be their quarterback, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think we both would agree. We loved what we saw from Tua, especially the first 7 weeks of the season, and then our man Dylan was calling Tua King Tua, and he's a loyal Jets fans, people. He was calling another quarterback in the division King Tua. He was, people. He was. And guess what? He was playing like King Tua. He was in first place in the division before he got hurt. Tua was 7-0 at one point in this season. When he
arguably in the MVP race as well.
When he started and finished the game, Miami Dolphins were 7-0 at one point this season.
They just need to wrap him in bubble wrap so he doesn't get hurt. Because if he stays healthy,
his helmet and bubble wrap. His body's fine.
I don't know about the body too, because it feels a little wobbly as well.
There'd be an injury he got his body last year. The body's fine. The hip is fine.
I love how he said he's taking up Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu to learn how to fall better. Interesting, but I like it.
No grown bro. You're a grown man. You should have learned how to fall in Little League.
Hey, I don't think he's used to getting hit because in college and in high school, they probably didn't hit him as much.
In whatever high school he played in Hawaii, they didn't sack him once.
Not once.
He had the best offensive lineman in Hawaii.
Other things, Rams, they released outside linebacker Leonard Floyd. That's going to be a good pickup for someone. But whoever signs these guys, they can't be getting as much as they were because you're starting to see it all throughout the league. People are starting to get cut. People are restructuring their contracts. They're not making as much money as they thought they were going to make. So very interesting times. But, I think we'll see the domino effect hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours.
Still, I think you're going to see a lot of movement, especially by, I think, next Thursday. And then, soon as free agency starts, then the draft, and then camp. A lot of things are going to go down within the next month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, I think the NFL free agency, it starts
Thursday.
The 13th, Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. So legal negotiations start 13th to the 15th, and then 15th, you could sign.
It's like the NBA. They could agree on terms, but they can't sign the. It's kind of like what happened to JaVale McGee. No,
yeah.
Remember? Oh no, not DeAndre Jordan. Remember the Mavs?
And then they locked him in the house.
And then the Clippers locked him in the house.
Yo!
And they forced them to sign the contract at 12:01.
They
like,
say
yo,
you're not leaving.
You're not leaving the state of Cali. We're gonna all stay here, and then at 12:01, you sign in the contract.
And then look what happened to that team.
That's not the here or there.
I know, but it's just funny how, life works and how you go to lengths and measures to get one player and then in 2 years the whole team is gone. So it's just hilarious how it all works out. But
That's
you're
why
right.
players aren't GMs.
I think that should be the quote of the episode. But yeah, you're right. A lot of domino effects will happen. And to go back and piggyback on the Lamar thing just one last time, I think the Ravens are actually, the more I thought about it, I think they're actually smart about what they did. And I think all along they're going to keep him because I think we're going to start to see the market and what his value is on what else offers. So if someone wants to offer him $240 million guaranteed, they're going to
match.
They're just going to match it and keep him. They just don't want to set the precedent and set the market, which I understand. And I think that's a smart move by them.
We're seeing what the Ravens are doing is what the Suns did with DeAndre Ayton. Go out there, shop around.
Yeah.
See who gives you money. It was only one team who was willing to give him money, and they matched it. Yeah. And then they got it for a discount. Because you gotta understand, when you draft a player and he's an all-star and all this, he could get the Supermax, which on the rookie deal would have been what Claypool got, would have been 4 years, $160 million. And I think Ayton only got like a 4-year, $140 million. So some save themselves a couple of dollars, and I think the Ravens are kind of heading towards that direction because I don't see another team willing to give up 2 first-round picks and $200 million plus. That's the thing. Say if it wasn't if no team didn't have to give up 2 first-round picks, hey, maybe you would have saw the Carolina Panthers dumping. Hey, let's just dump in $200 million and then draft some key pieces with these picks. But still, I just don't see a lot of teams willing to give up their future in 2 first-round picks.
Yeah,
and pay $200 million. That's
the thing.
That's the thing, though.
But I do ultimately think Lamar will go back to the Ravens. My one thing as a Jet fan is if Aaron Rodgers decides to retire, hypothetically, because I think it's only Jets and retire. I don't think he goes back.
Yeah, I think it's a 60% chance Jets, 30% retirement, 10% I'll play somewhere else.
Oh, I don't even. Maybe so, but you got to think he needs permission to talk to anyone else. And
he got the permission.
Yeah, but only for the Jets, and that's my thing. The Packers they're not going to trade him in the NFC. They're
definitely not the North. Definitely not the North.
So it only makes sense. I would say it's like 60-35, and I give him a 5% chance to just return and just say, fuck it. I'll take the 30-40 million on the table. I mean, he's the only player I know that would walk away from 30-40 million.
No, it's 60 million.
So, but I think if we do strike out or he does end up retiring, I think the Jets have to go and throw the boat at Lamar Jackson. They just have to give him everything he wants because at the end of the day, we can't go on the field week 1 with Zach Wilson as our quarterback. That just can't happen.
Still, I think I know I bust your balls a lot in a lot of Jets fans' balls, yearly around. But I can honestly say the Jets are a quarterback away. They're a quarterback away, though. From maybe not Super Bowl champions, but
just
definitely
playoffs.
Nah, just being in the conversation. For example, you get Aaron Rodgers, I guarantee you're gonna have a top 5 odds to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, but like this, in 2 sport books, you already got the most bets to win the Super Bowl. And
on a rumor that a guy might come. I don't like that though.
Hey, still, that's why these casinos just get bigger buildings.
Exactly. That in parlays. Exactly. No, but it should be interesting. Dominoes will start to fall within the next, like I said, 24 to 48 hours. So be on the lookout. Hopefully we have major news to talk about next week on the pod. But let's transition. Let's get into these plays, Elvis. Let's start in the NBA. We got a loaded schedule on a Saturday, 10 games on the slate. And let's start with the afternoon game. One afternoon game out in LA. Clippers hosting the New York Knicks. Clippers laying 5 at home. Over-unders at 226. Jalen Brunson is still out for the Knicks. How are you going to play this one, Eve?
Dill, I took the Knicks yesterday early at +6. As of right now, they're +5. And to be honest, Dill, I got to sprinkle something on the money line. The Clippers are just, I think, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure they're 2-7 since they got Russell Westbrook. So that's not a great record, So I'm gonna take the Knicks +6, and guess what, though? Give me quickly over 18.5 points because there's nobody on the Clippers that could guard him. He's the fastest man on the court, and no Clippers gonna get into foul trouble. We're just trying to stop him getting into the lane. So I think quickly goes anywhere from 20 to 25 points. And I think he's gonna get 14 to 16 of them, just open lane, not even open lane, just running to the hoop and getting a layup. Though nobody on the Clippers is as quick as that man.
I like that play. I also like Zubac over 7.5 rebounds. He's had 8+ rebounds in 9 of his last 10 games. He's hit this 69% overall in this whole year. And the Knicks, they're not the best rebounding team. They rank 13th against rebounds. So
is Mitchell Robinson back yet? No, right?
No, not yet as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that bet as well, too. I like Zubac over because Mitchell Robinson is honestly your true big man. Julius Randle ain't your big man. So
we played the Clippers 3 times this season. Zubac has hit this line in 3 straight meetings, including he had a 13 board game against the Knicks. So 7.5 seems a little low. I'm gonna go over 7.5 for Zubac. Let's go to the next. I do root the Knicks. I'll take the 5 as well. Let's go out to Detroit Pistons hosting the Indiana Pacers. Pacers laying 5.5 on the road. Over under is at 229. How you playing this one, E?
Yeah, I ended up staying away from this one, but I might lean the Pacers -6. Detroit, they've been doing it.
Bad team.
They're just a bad team, though. They have been playing a little better ball recently, but I gotta lean Pacers plus. If anything, people, you know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna cook this up live right now. Do the Pacers, tease them down with Boston, and then you get Boston at plus points, people. So you're gonna tease Indiana to just a pick 'em, and then you're gonna get Boston to +1.5 in a 2-way 6-point teaser. It's gonna be
Elvis. How good is Halliburton though? How good is that guy?
He's an all-star, Dill. I like him a lot. I think he's only going to improve in the upcoming season as well, Dill. I think he has a chance to becoming a top 10 point guard.
100%. I think he just sees the floor remarkably. So I think he needs some more surrounding cast around him. But give him another year or two. The guy's going to be a star in this league. I really think so. Let's go out to Orlando Magic hosting the Miami Heat, the battle of the Florida teams. Miami Heat laying 1.5 on the road. Kind of a pick 'em right now. Over under is at 219. Looks like you're on the Magic on this one, huh?
Still, I took them, like I said yesterday, I took them +3. I said right now they 1.5. I'm gonna be honest, people. I might have to just sprinkle something on the money line as well. I already took them by +3, so we got that in the bag. I might have to sprinkle something on the money line, Dill. Miami played last night, so I highly doubt Jimmy Butler plays the back-to-back. We'll see about that. So, but Miami played last night. You got the young legs in Orlando. Maybe they could just outrun them, Dill. So give me Orlando +3, and I have to probably sprinkle something on the money line, Dill.
I'm gonna go Paolo Banchero over 19.5 points at home.
I like that.
He has a 57% hit rate this season, and he's gone over this number in 4 straight games. And the Miami defense, they're like middle of the pack. So I think at home, I think he has a good matchup here. So I'm gonna go over 19.5 points with Paolo Banchero. Let's go to the next game. We have Charlotte Hornets hosting the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz -2.5 at home. Over unders at 231. How you see this one going down?
Dill, I want to back the Jazz, but you witnessed it. Every time I take the Jazz or you take the Jazz as favorites, they fuck us. I take the Jazz +8 all day. They end up winning the game. So I want to see the Jazz -2.5 Jazz money line, Dill, but I might have to sprinkle something on the Hornets, Dill, because the Jazz, they suck as a favorite. And the Hornets, they did just upset your Knicks last week, Dill. So
I can't believe that.
Hayward is back on the floor. I understand that's not the same Gordon Hayward from Utah days, but he's still a decent vet, people. So
yeah,
I'm gonna stay away from this. But my heart wants me to bet Utah, but my mind is telling me Hornets are gonna win the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay off this one. I can't back Utah as a favorite. I don't care even if it's against the Hornets because the Hornets have shown us they could go on the road, excuse me, and win. So you saw that I had a little bug,
I
but
I caught it. I caught it. I was like, yeah.
let's go to Atlanta Hawks hosting the Boston Celtics. Celtics laying 4.5 at home, over under at 236. Seems kind of like a short number, you know. No injuries for Boston. Won their last game in Portland. Atlanta coming off 2 wins back to back against Washington. Coming back home now. How you like this one?
Still, I like I said, I just teased them up with
Mhm.
Indiana. So I teased Indiana down, teased Boston up. But I still lean Boston with the 4.5 as well, though. Boston is the best road team in the NBA.
Yeah.
I understand the record. Nobody really has a great road record, but the Celtics have a positive road record that I think pretty sure is the best record in the NBA, though. Ah, Atlanta,
Hard this one.
I love Atlanta, what they've been doing recently, Dill, but can I trust them to take down Boston? And if anything, I'll lean the +5. That's why I ended up teasing Boston up, just because I know Boston's going to win the game, but it wouldn't shock me if Atlanta loses a tight one, Dill.
All right, let's go to the next game. We have Houston Rockets hosting the Chicago Bulls. Bulls laying 7.5 on the road. Over under is at 224. Kind of seems like a lot of points laying, right?
Yeah, Dill. But I'm not going to touch it, Dill, but Chicago should win this game. They're fighting for a play-in spot, Dill, so it means more for them. And then, Houston, they lose this game, they're only going to better their chances to get in the first overall pick, Dill. So I'm just going to stay away from it. If anything, lean the -7.5, but stay away from it.
Yeah, I'm going to go to another prop here. I got Zach LaVine over 3.5 assists. He has a 60% hit rate at 3.5 line. He's hit this number in 3 straight games. And Houston, they're bad. They rank 23rd against assists. So on paper, it seems just like a good spot. And last time out against Houston, he had 5 assists. So I like that. The line just seems a little small. So at 3.5, I'm going to go over 3.5 assists for Zach LaVine. Let's go out to Memphis, where the Grizzlies are hosting the Dallas Mavericks. Grizzlies home favorites -5.5. Over unders at 223.5. How are you gonna play this one?
Dill, as of right now, Kyrie Irving is a game-time decision. We know
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is out with a hamstring injury, so that might keep him sidelined for another week, possibly 2. With that being said, if Kyrie Irving, I will lean Kyrie Irving over his point total. I think he gives Memphis easy 30 something piece. If he's playing, I'm gonna lean Mavericks +5.5 Dill. But if he ain't playing, I think you gotta take the Mavericks. I mean you gotta take Grizzlies at home minus the points all day, Dill. So
Yeah.
it all depends if Kyrie playing or not. But one play I really do like, give me Jared Jackson over 21.5 points still. I think he's gonna have a monster game. Dallas don't really have a true big man. You think Powell's gonna be able to stop Jared Jackson? I don't think so though. So give me Jared Jackson over 21.5. Shop around, people. So if you could get it at 20.5, a little juiced up at -115, -120, that'd be better. I'm getting it at over 21.5. I'm -102.
Yeah, and if you want to get in on the props like Elvis and myself, go on over to Prize Picks, download Prize Picks today. All first-time users deposit and use promo code DreamWager. Just DreamWager. You receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. If you deposit 100, Prize Picks will give you 100. You deposit 50, Prize Picks will give you 50. How's it work? You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they go over or less than their Prize Picks projection, you can win up to 25% on your money on any entry. For example, you could take Jarrett Jackson over his rebounds, over his points. You could take, what did I do? Zach LaVine, more than 3.5 assists. Paolo Banchero, more than 19.5 points. It doesn't matter. Just get in on the action today. Entries could be made within 60 seconds or less. It's that easy. Prize Picks is safe, offers fast withdrawal. So download Prize Picks now, not now, right now with us. Download it today. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. All right, 3 games left on the NBA slate. Elvis, let's get into it. Golden State Warriors hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. Should be a good game, I think. Milwaukee Bucks laying 1 on the road. Over under is at 240. How do you see this one going down?
Definitely the marquee matchup of today's slate, Dale. Give me two former champs as well, Dale. Give me the Milwaukee Bucks -110 on the money line, Dale. I understand the Warriors coming off a rough road game stretch, Dale, and I know that Steph Curry's back and all, but the Bucks are just the best team in basketball, Dale. So give me the Bucks -110 on the road, and then give me Steph Curry. I'm gonna keep people. I'm gonna keep smashing Steph Curry over his point total till there is over 30 or 31 and a half points. The fact that it's at 28 points again, 28 and a half points again, I think it's kind of disrespectful. Steph Curry's gonna give you a 30 piece, especially against the Bucks. So give me Steph over 28 and a half points and
I
Bucks
love
money
it.
line.
2 games left. Let's go out to New Orleans. Pelicans hosting the OKC Thunder. Pelicans laying 2. Without Zion, seems like he'll be shut down again for the rest of the season. Such a shame. But over unders at 233. You got to take OKC here, right? They're fighting for a playoff spot.
Still, once again, another one. I don't know if people just saw my last week. Now the line is moving towards my favor, but I took OKC +3.5 yesterday. Now they were at 2. I would
Yep.
still take them at +2. People, I got them at +3.5, and I'm gonna be honest, you got to sprinkle something on the money line. Since the new year, OKC's been trending upwards. Pelicans been trending downwards. This ain't the same team with Zion. And let's see if Brandon Ingram's even on the court. Brandon Ingram's on the court. We've seen reports that he got a little ticky-tack injury. We'll see if he's on the. Nope, he's questionable. So let's see. He is questionable for today's game. If he's not in the lineup, I'll take OKC money line straight up.
All right. And I think this could be, I know we said the Bucks and Warriors, but this late game, Sacramento at Phoenix, watch out. These are 2 of the top teams in the West. Right now we have Suns laying 3 at home over under 241. Looks like KD will be shut down for another 2 to 3 weeks. He fell in like layup lines going for a layup, slipped and fell. Did we talk about this last show?
No. We didn't.
What are your thoughts? Because me personally, I didn't think it looked that bad, but I know he slipped and fell. It's
His
just
ankle
like,
touched the ground. His ankle bent and it did touch the ground, Dill. It was kind of just like a freak injury. You know, how could you predict somebody slipping in the layup line? So, to me, I think the ball boy, and it was a home game at that. So whoever was the towel boy that got to sweep up the sweat from the floor, that's on you. If this happened on the road, I'd be a little more outraged. But this happened at his home debut.
yeah.
Kevin Durant's yet to play in front of the Phoenix Suns crowd, Dill, and I don't think he will be able to this season. Hey, maybe the last 5 games of the season he might play a couple games still, but I say just rest him up, have him 100% ready to go for the playoffs.
You gotta take the 3 then, right? I know Devin Booker's been balling, but Sacramento, man, they're a really good team. I think they're for real. I think Brown should get the coach of the year. What he's done to turn around this team, not just to be a playoff or a contender, they're a top 5 team in the West.
Yeah, Dill, they're a real deal. I think they're sitting at the 3 seed right now. I ended up taking them at +3.5 yesterday. I'll still take the +3 now. And guess what, Dill? I got to sprinkle something on the money line, Dill. No Kevin Durant, no Cam Johnson, no Malik Bridges. I want to know who's going to be playing defense against Fox. Chris Paul? No. So I think they're going to be a tough task, Dill. And I think Sacramento is going to possibly sneak out with a victory. But let's play it safe. I took them +3.5. They have +3 now. Take the 3, and I'm gonna be honest, people, to sprinkle something on the money line. Just have a good Saturday.
Yeah, you got a lot of underdogs winning outright. Who'd you take? You took a little sprinkle on the Nets, sprinkle a little on Orlando. I mean, it's kind of a pick 'em, but who
The
else?
Knicks.
The Knicks, OKC, and Sacramento. Hey, I might do a little dog parlay. Might as well sprinkle a little something. You're hot right now, so gotta tell you, I'm not the hottest in the NBA. I'll tell you that. Let's go to the college slate. Only about 25 games were in the championship games for their conference tournament. Selection Sunday will be tomorrow, but I got about 7 plays for today for you guys. I'm going to take Cornell, the Bears, the Red Bears at Yale +6. Sprinkle a little on the money line as well. I think they're just a better team. I'm going to go VCU at home -3.5 against St. Louis. If you could get this one out of state, and if you're not in Jersey, I'm taking Princeton -2 against UPenn. I'm going to take San Diego State -1.5 against Utah State. I'm going to take Kansas -1.5 against Texas. I think Kansas is the best team in the country. I'm going to take Kent State money line over Toledo. And watch out for the Dukies, baby. They're back. -2.5 against Virginia. I like them. Elvis, you told me you have 2 plays. Are you fading me per usual?
Well, let's start there, Dale. I was gonna lean Virginia +2.5, but I ended up staying away from.
Baby.
I don't know if they're back, Dale, but I was leaning them. I ended up staying away from it. But I got 2 plays official for the people. Give me UCLA money line -110 against Arizona, and then give me Kansas. Like Dylan said, he thinks they're the best team in the country. I do as well. Give me Kansas on the money line -125 against Texas. Hey, if you want to lay the -1.5 at 115, be my guest. But for a .10, I'll take the money line deal.
Yeah, I love it. I love what this Kansas team did. They started off a little slow in the beginning of the season, and they're just dominant on both sides of the floor. They'll play defense, and they'll just drop 60 to 70 points on you every night. So very nice to see, and I'm rooting for Kansas, honestly, because Villanova, they're not making the tournament this year. So need another team to root for. But Elvis, good luck on the hardwood. Before we get to the gridiron in our XFL plays, let me tell you guys about our other sponsor, Viva Tequila. Viva Tequila is the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys, or an elderberry after a Saturday morning workout, our flavors pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, XFL time. We got to stay hot. I think low-key underrated. We've been killing it in the XFL. We got 4 games this weekend, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Let's start with the first game in Orlando. The Guardians hosting the Houston Roughnecks. Roughnecks laying 9 on the road. Over-unders at 37.5. You back in your Houston Roughnecks?
Dale, you know I fuck with the Roughnecks now. You know I fuck with the city of Houston. They're my people. But to lay 9 points on the road, Dale, I understand Orlando is 0-3. I understand that, people. But to lay 9 points on the road is a tough task now. It's a tough task. I don't know if I'm going to take it. I don't know if I'm going to lay it. But, people, I end up staying away from it. Roughnecks are the best team in the league. Yeah. No ifs, ands, or doubts about that. But to lay 9 points on the road, Dale, it's just a tough task. And I'm staying away from it.
I'm taking my balls and I'm putting them on the table because I'm laying the 9 with the Roughnecks. If it, like you said, if it wasn't clear before, it is now. The Houston Roughnecks, they're in a class of their own in the XFL. Wade Phillips, he's leading them. He's the head coach. I fucking love it. Quarterback Brandon Silvers, he's doing really well. You know, they're 3-0, and they have a plus 39 point differential heading into this match against Orlando Guardians. Houston, they crushed Orlando back in week 1, 33-12. They're coming off another win, 22-13 over San Antonio, where the quarterback, he went 24 for 35 with 278 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. So their defense, they're playing lights out as well. The Roughnecks are allowing 3.6 yards per play this season. That's remarkable. Meanwhile, the Guardians, they're 0-3. And they're a minus 40 point differential. I can't get behind it. I think the Roughnecks are going to smoke them. The Guardians haven't scored more than 12 points a game this season. I'd be shocked if that changes this week against the #1 defense. So I'm going to lay the 9 with the Roughnecks. I don't think it's high enough, to be honest. So I'm going to lay it with the Roughnecks. Next game, Seattle Dragons hosting the San Antonio Brahmas. Sea Dragons minus 4.5 at home. Over under is at 40.5. How are you going to play this one, E?
Dale, I'll be honest. I feel like it's a little high at 41.5. Dale, I might lean the under. I'm staying away from it. I know you like your Sea Dragons. I couldn't come around to lay the points or to take the points, Dale. But if anything, I'm gonna lean the under 41.5.
Ooh, we're going head to head. I'm taking the over 40.5. For once, the Sea Dragons were on the right side of a fourth quarter comeback. You know, they were always losing those fourth quarter comebacks, but Seattle last week, they trailed against Vegas 20-9 midway through the second half. They scored 3 times in the fourth quarter. They pulled out a fucking victory out of their ass, 30-26. Their defense is coming alive. Ben DiNucci leads the NFL with 855
XFL.
passes. XFL. What I say, the NFL? Woo, that's disrespectful. Sorry. But Ben DiNucci, he's balling in the XFL. 855 yards. He's completing 69% of great number, 69% of his passes and throwing 7 touchdowns, just 3 picks. He has the number 1 receiver in Josh Gordon. 13 catches for 225 yards. He has 3 touchdowns on the season. Now, on the other hand, the Brahmas, they also have good quarterback play with A.J. McCarron, but I expect them to push the ball down the field. The one weakness with the Sea Dragons is their secondary. So I think it's going to be a shootout. I don't think 40.5 is high enough. So I'm actually going to go the over on this one. So couldn't come down on a side, and I didn't want to lay 4.5 with the Sea Dragons. So gonna take the over there. Let's go to the Sunday slate. Arlington Renegades on the road taking on St. Louis Battlehawks. The Battlehawks are laying 4.5 at home. Over unders at 36.5. How you gonna play this one, E?
Dude, I ended up taking Arlington +4 on the road, dude. I think this is 2 evening matchup, both 2-1 teams still. And I think Arlington could play him close still. It wouldn't shock me if Arlington could walk out of there with a victory either, still. So give me Arlington on the road +4.
Yeah, I was gonna take Arlington plus the 4. I think they're even live as well. So no official play. Those the 2 on Saturday were my official plays, but I do like Arlington plus the 4.5, especially if you could get the hook. I see some 4s out there, but if you could get the hook, depending on your sports book, I like that as well. And I guess the second best team or the first, depending on who you like, DC Defenders hosting the Vegas Vipers. DC laying 6. Over unders at 41.5. I don't know if you caught it last week, but a fight broke out after the game in DC. I loved it. I love the competitiveness and all just the roughness. But are you gonna lay the 6 with DC?
Still, I'm laying the 6 with DC. Give me DC -6 at home. Like you, Dylan said, they're the second best team in the league. Like I said, I would have possibly laid the 9 with the rough light if they were at home. Tough task to lay it on the road, Dill, but I'm gonna lay it with DC at home, Dill. I expect to take care of business. Renegades are also 0-3 as well, Dill.
Yeah, I don't trust them at all. I know it's 6 points, but I think DC wins by a touchdown. You just need a touchdown in the extra point. So I love that. Elvis, good luck. I'm rooting for DC as well. I'll probably add him in one of my parlays, but let's get on over to baseball. The World Baseball Classic's been a hell of a tournament thus far. Right now, we got one game going on. Chinese Type A is leading the Kingdom of Netherlands. I don't know when they became the Kingdom of the Netherlands, but I kind of like it. They're leading 8-4 right now. We also have at 12 o'clock in a few hours, we got Puerto Rico hosting Nicaragua. We got Mexico hosting Colombia. We got United States and Great Britain. We got a loaded slate. Only a few games have odds up. And it depends on your sports book. The one I'm looking at right now only have money line, but other sports books have totals. So shop around. But Elvis, what are your thoughts on the World Baseball Classic thus far?
So far, that was exciting. A lot of overs. That's
Yes.
exciting. That's exciting anytime when you just see a lot of runs on the board, Dill. So that's exciting. And I think, next week, especially during next week, we're going to see very good competition, Dill. So next week's baseball is going to be even more exciting, Dill. So, and, I just wish it was something more to gamble on because I love Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico -1200. I wish it was something else I could bet on, and then I might have to sprinkle something on Colombia, Dill. I love Mexico, but the gambler and me want to take the +390.
Like I'm looking at even -730, you can't even put them in a parlay. They're not even going to move the line for you. And if you want to take the other book I'm looking at, Puerto Rico minus a run and a half is -290. It's still a lot. So honestly,
Colombia upset,
I don't
baby.
know.
I'm telling you right now, put 20 on it.
I might take the team total for Puerto Rico over 4.5 runs. I think Puerto Rico could score 5 runs on Nicaragua.
I think
This is
Puerto Rico scored
Nicaragua's
5 runs in the
first.
first 5.
Exactly. The first 5 is at 4.5, but I don't like doing them anymore because, like you mentioned, we've been seeing a lot of overs lately. So pitching hasn't been good, but we've only seen 2 pulls. Shout out Australia too. I think they had one of the biggest wins, upsetting Korea the other day. Korea does not look good. I think they might not advance. Japan is going to advance. So been a hell of a World Baseball Classic. So if you do want to bet on it, make sure to just check your sports books, see what they're offering, and just bet responsibly, to be honest. And just, I would say do a little research before you just start betting on teams doing money line, because a lot of these teams, especially against Great Britain, Nicaragua, other teams that are just making the World Baseball Classic, they're in for a rude awakening, you know. So I would bet the overs, like Elvis said, overs have been cashing. So just that's what I would advise on the World Baseball Classic. But yeah, we got games every day from here on out till the 21st. So be on the lookout for that. And I can't wait. I'm rooting for the United States. They play Great Britain tonight. Can't wait to see Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, all the guys, Nolan Arenado. So it should be a hell of a World Baseball Classic. But Elvis, that's going to do it for this Saturday edition. Any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Let's give some quick leans for tomorrow. No official lines yet for tomorrow, people. For Sunday slate, I'm gonna take the Lakers over the Knicks. Still, you know, the Knicks back to back in LA against the Clippers today. Then they gotta play the Lakers tomorrow on ESPN. They'll love to see it. I like the Lakers tomorrow. Give me OKC as well over the Spurs, whatever the spread is. Give me Portland over Pelicans. Pelicans coming off a back to back. I like Portland over the Pelicans. Wash the Philadelphia 76ers over Washington, whatever the spread is. They just had a major comeback against Portland last night. Cleveland, they just lost to Miami in Miami Friday night. I expect them to come back, bounce back on Sunday against the Charlotte Hornets. And then if the spread is a little high, like around 8, 7, 9 points, give me the Brooklyn Nets to cover that as well, Dale. Nuggets coming off their most point differential loss of the season at home, Dill. It was a horrible sight Thursday night, Dill. And I expect the Brooklyn Nets to possibly make it close, Dill. We've been playing better basketball lately, and your boy Brooklyn Bridges has just been on a tear.
Yo, this man might be my new favorite player, Brooklyn Bridges. I'm telling you, as soon as he came over to the Nets, he's just been balling. It's his team. You could tell it. He's taking charge. He's taking the leadership role, and I love it. Brooklyn Bridges, another 34-point game yesterday. If he doesn't score more than 20, they're losing that game.
Yeah.
Or any game.
Easy, Dill. Easy. Him and Dinwiddie are going to come out to be a dynamic duo, Dill.
Yeah, going to be a good one. Glad you guys got that. But Elvis, good luck this weekend. That's going to do it for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsors, Prize Picks, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself. We'll see you guys in a few days. Please follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. All that good really helps the show grow. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.